YouTube and welcome to a new toy review. This time we are going to take a quick look of the Junkion Blacksmith Devastator upgrade kit for the Generation 1 Devastator figure. Now, as you probably know, Hasbro announced a new Devastator figure coming out soon. And I have to tell you, I'm a little bit disappointed looking at those initial pictures. And my main problem with the new Devastator figure is not the upgraded look. I sort of like it. I just don't really like the proportions of the new figure. I think his head is a little bit too small, and his legs, especially his feet, are a little bit disproportionate. Also, I have problems with his arms, and I just thought I would show you my G1 Devastator with the Junkion Blacksmith upgrade kit that I think makes it really perfect. And I wasn't really a big fan of the original G1 Devastator, mainly for the same reasons, because his proportions were, I think, way off. And unfortunately I can't show you a comparison with the G1 parts in it, because I don't have the required parts. I don't have the leg pieces to put all the robots together. So I basically have the 6 robots and the Junkion Blacksmith upgrade kit. That's what you see right here. As you can see, he stands quite well. He stands on his own. He's not supported by the wall behind him. Making him pose and making him stand is not an easy issue, I have to admit. That's mainly because of these feet, that really the upgrade kit is not, it can't really help it. But if you play with it a little, and if you try to pose him in different ways, you will find the point where his equilibrium is, so you can have him standing after a little bit of playing. The best part of the upgrade kit, I think, are definitely the thighs. Not just because it gives him articulate thighs, but also because it gives him decent proportions. And this way he becomes a little bit taller than all the other combiners from the Generation 1 line. Here he is next to Defensor. I think they go really well together. Devastator is a little bit taller than Defensor. I think Devastator has always been a little bit taller. Well, just because he needs 6 partners to build the combiner, and I think that alone makes it understandable that he's taller a little bit. But I think this version of the figure goes really well with Defensor. Unfortunately, I can't show him next to other combiners simply because I don't have any other complete combiners. But I think these two look perfectly well together. I like Defensor because I think he's one of the most proportionate figures from the Scramble City combiner line. So he's sort of one of my favorites. And it would be really cool to have a version of him that is so poseable as this Devastator has become with the upgrade set. And I think they just look really cool together if you pose them together on your shelf. The upgrade kit comes with this piece, the thighs and the hips. Comes with the lower arms and hands that you can see here, and also the gun. Fingers are articulated, but the 4 fingers only move together, and the thumb moves separately. The set comes with the chest piece, which is a little bit too wide. so sort of sometimes hinders the movement of the arms, but you can play with it and it's fine, really. Also comes with two different kinds of heads. Now this one is the one that I like best. The head is on a nice ball joint, so he can look down, can look up, can look any kind of direction that you want. And the best part is that the head is also really well light piped. So yeah, the light piping works really well on both of the heads. Here he is with the movie accurate head on. I think this head has a little bit less details on it, but it definitely looks the way I remember it from Transformers the movie. So if you want to portray him like that, you have the option. And here he is with the original 80s G1 Devastator head that comes with the Devastator set. This head does not have any light piping and also isn't really posable. You can't even turn it from side to side. He can't look up, he can't look down, because that's the way this joint is designed. So articulation very limited, and I think the other ones just look cooler, so I'm not really displaying him using this head. And we're back to the one that I like best. So what I'm trying to tell here really is that I think we already have a great looking Devastator figure, which is perfectly G1 accurate if you buy the Junkion Blacksmith upgrade kit, and has a few flaws, like that it's not really easy to make him stand, but once you fiddle with it enough and once you find the equilibrium, I think that's not a really big problem. Now the robots combine as you're probably used to, and I'm not going to show the individual robots or how to combine them, because there are countless reviews about this guy on YouTube, so you can easily find it. One problem I want to mention is I think I can't combine it the original G1 way. As I mentioned, I don't have all the parts, but I think he combines the same way in the section where the chest and the abdomen part go together. As you can see, there are these two pegs, one right there and one right there. And my only problem is, I'm not sure if it's just me or if it's a problem with all the other figures, is that these don't fit that well together. They pull apart really easily, so I always have to be really careful how I hold this figure. I can't just grab it by the upper body, because if I do so, then the upper body will easily separate just like that. And yeah, that's a problem I've been having, and it just shows how really this figure is sort of fragile and comes apart quite easily. However, yeah, this problem is not solved by the Junkion Blacksmith upgrade, unfortunately. As you can see, even with his instability, it's still remarkably easy to put him into spectacular poses, such as this one. And I think that's a really cool thing, that you're basically having a G1 figure with all its G1 glory, and yet still given modern day articulation. This articulation concerns the elbows, which are very tight, hold the poses very good, unlike the original G1 parts that just tend to fall apart, and even the fists are quite loose and not that great. So these ones are amazing, and as you can see, the legs are amazing. You can put him into several different poses easily, such as this one, for example. He's not supported by the wall here. He's actually standing by himself and holding this position quite good. So you really end up with a nicely posable figure. Yes, a figure that still tends to fall apart from time to time. So it still retains some of its original problems, but still I think it's greatly improved compared to the original G1 Devastator. And the fact that you receive a movie accurate or TV show accurate Devastator figure with good articulation is, I think, something worth to think about if you're thinking about buying a Devastator figure. So thank you for watching my review. Stay tuned for more, and goodbye for now.